Good morning, everybody. I appreciate everybody coming out today. As you know, Mel Tucker informed us that he's resigning as head football coach. We're obviously disappointed to see him leave. However, we're excited about the upward trajectory of our program, and we're already at work identifying the next head coach to lead our program and our young men. I met with our players and coaching staff this morning. We reassured them that we will match their commitment and do everything in our power to hire a great new head coach that they can all rally behind. We're confident the program is on the verge of competing at the highest level and has the resources and support in place to do so for a long time. I'll be naming an interim head coach at some point this afternoon that'll be able to keep track of our football team as we head into spring football. With that, I'll open it up to any questions.
If you're going to ask a question, please get a microphone from our mic holders on either side. Bring the mic to you and then ask the question.
Rick, can you take us through a little bit of the timeline of how this went down and kind of your reaction late last night as the story broke? Did you have an opportunity to keep Coach Tucker?
The process is, as all of you know, on Saturday, there was a lot of media information out there. Coach Tucker and I both tweeted out a statement on where we thought we were and that he was committed to this program. And I spoke to Mel late last night, and then I spoke to his agent, and I was informed that he had taken the Michigan State job.
What was the process over the weekend? Were you asked formally for permission for Michigan State?
I was asked formally for permission to speak to Coach, and that's a courtesy that we extend to each other. You'd have to ask him if he spoke to them or not, but I'm certain that he probably has.
Was he truthful with you all along the process?
Look, Coach and I have a really strong relationship, we had a conversation on Saturday about his commitment to Colorado, and I was comfortable with that. And you know, what transpired in the last 24 hours, you know, it's disappointing, but look, you know, the coach is going to do what's best for he and his family, and I support that. And he made that decision, and my focus now is moving forward with this program and where we're headed.
When Mel talked to you last night, did that catch you off guard? Is that something that you knew he was still in that process with Michigan State?
I got word through some different channels that there was still conversation. I was out of the office the last 2 days, and immediately I called one of my staff and asked that get a hold of Coach Tucker, and when he was done, that he and I would have a conversation. We had that.
You had a highly ranked recruiting class. What's your message to the recruits, and how do you keep them on board?
Well, look, my message to the recruits is this is an incredible football program. It's a credible institution. I said 15 months ago when we were going to hire a coach that I understand the importance of hiring the next head coach. I have every indication, or I have every belief that our program's in a better position today than it was 14 months ago. And we're going to go out and hire somebody that shares the same expectations that I do, that we're going to win a championship. And we can do that at Colorado with the resources we have.
Rick, does this change maybe the way you approach candidates? Would you lean heavily towards someone who has a background here at Colorado?
You know, I'm going to be open-minded to, you know, to candidates that are out there. Certainly, I want somebody that shares my passion for this university, and if that's somebody that has been here before, that's great. But I want somebody that shares that passion about Colorado that I do, and knowing that we can win a championship at all levels, and I think we can do that at Colorado. We've done it before, and I think we're in a much better position today than we were back then.
Rick, you mentioned Mel was only here for 14 months. This is a guy you hired and you gave
his first collegiate head coaching job too. So how do you, I guess, wrestle with the feelings like, you know, college football is a big business and these things happen, and with the feelings of possibly feeling jilted?
No, look, I don't feel jilted at all. You know, my biggest concern is our student athletes. This isn't about me at all. My job is to make sure that we hire somebody that has the same expectations that I do for our student athletes and for our program to be successful. And, you know, Mel made a decision that was best for he and his family. I respect that. And again, I'm focused on what's ahead, and what's ahead is us hiring a great head football coach that can be a great mentor and leader to our student athletes. And that'll be my focus over the next few days.
Have you reached an agreement with Michigan State on Coach Tucker's buyout?
We all know what his buyout is, so there's no agreement to be reached.
You mentioned you feel like you can win with the resources you guys have. It appears
Absolutely.
that, you know, the resources may have played a part in this. I mean, Michigan State offered a lot of money to him and the assistants, and, you know, their budget's a lot higher. So how much does the constraints you guys have, you know, really,
Look,
how does that play a role in that?
Yeah, I don't see them as constraints. You know, look, we know what resources we have. The coach that we bring in, just like Mel, knew what resources we had. Again, I'm convinced that we can win a championship with the resources we have. Our donors have been incredible. Our alumni have been incredible in supporting our efforts and what we're doing for our student athletes in the areas of mental health, nutrition, this facility, strength and conditioning. You know, we've got 5 strength coaches just for football. I mean, we're doing a lot of really important things for that program because we know how important it is to see you, and we'll keep investing in that to make sure that, you know, we get this program back where it historically has been, and we're committed to that. I know our chancellor's committed to that, and it's just kind of where we are.
Was there an opportunity for you guys to counter Michigan State's offer?
We had discussions about that last night.
Rick, when you said you name an interim this afternoon, given the timing of this, would there be a chance the interim would stay through into the season as you, is that an option?
Well, again, it's tricky, right? So, you know, we want to make sure that, you know, before we make a decision on an interim, that the coach wants to be here and is going to be here, and how does that play out in the future? Because, you know, having an interim, I think, is great to have in the short term. But, you know, we're going to go out and find the best coach. It could be on this staff, and it could be on, you know, on a variety of other staff. So, again, this is kind of transpired fairly quickly, but we're prepared and we're ready, and we'll just see where it goes.
Rick, you mentioned the program being in a better position than it was 14 months ago. How do you continue that momentum, no matter who you hire, you know, with the inevitable just
Well,
change?
look, I think the way we continue the trajectory that we're going is we've got to bring good people in here. We've got to give them the resources that they need to be successful. I think we're doing that. I think we've got a great program. We've got incredible student athletes, and I mean, this is a destination at Colorado, and this is where we think people can lay down their roots. It's an incredible community. It's a great state, and we play in a terrific conference, and you know, we've just got to get the right person in here that's committed to the same things that I am and my staff are.
Coach, what's the timeline for you to get a new head coach? Obviously, spring ball will start up in about a month. What's the timeline that you have and the pressure that you have, honestly, to get the right man into the building?
Well, look, you know, any pressure is self-imposed, and you know, the only pressure that I feel is what I'm putting on myself. I know how important this hire is, and just like it was 14 months ago, and you know, I'm ready for it. I've got good staff around me that are going to help me in doing that. But again, I think when you're selling something like we are at Colorado, I think it's an incredible job, and it's an incredible opportunity. And we'll just go out and get the best person. And I don't have a timetable on it. I want to be efficient. I want to be effective, but also don't want to hurry and take the right steps. So we'll do that. And again, we won't keep you posted, but I'm sure we'll read some things out there. But, when we have the coach in place, we'll come back and convene at that time.
You were physically with Coach Tucker over the weekend, and you saw him reiterate his commitment to the University of Colorado and call it a 22-year job. Is that disappointing to you to have seen that, heard that, and to have it come out the way it has?
Look, I believe what Mel told me, and I think we had a shared vision of where we wanted this program to go. I think you'd have to ask him that question. But again, I'm committed to this program, and we're going to go out and hire an incredible coach, and that's it.
I don't know if it's too early for this, but do you know how this impacts the rest of your coaching staff, whether any of them will go with him, or how many of those guys will stay in place?
Well, again, this has happened so quickly, I don't think they know. And so, I think over the course of the next 24 to 48 hours, I think you'll probably see more of that. But that's not going to slow down our progress on where we're headed.
And then just follow up to that, because of that, the unknowns there, will that cause you guys to maybe push spring ball back, or will that impact that at all?
No, I don't anticipate us pushing spring ball back at all.
You actually can't spring games on the last Saturday before classes end.
You mentioned the opportunity to meet with the players. Just how would you describe their demeanor and just sort of their attitude in the short time you had with them?
Look, I would probably say somber. They have, I know they enjoyed playing for Coach Tucker. But, my message to them was, we got an incredible opportunity to do really some significant things. We need them to stick together, have confidence that we know what we're doing and where we're going, and we're going to hire somebody that they will appreciate and respect and want to play for, and we'll do that as quickly as we possibly can.
Rick, when you and Mel talked last night, did he share with you his reasons for leaving?
We had a conversation about where he was and where he was, what he was contemplating, and beyond that, that's all I want to share.
Rick, I'm intrigued. I'm just looking at you right now, and obviously seeing all the cameras and everything here. You've been able to walk with Mel Tucker again for not only 14 months, but go on car rides and go to different fundraising events. How do you right now feel with this whole situation about walking with a guy and then he leaves? How do you personally feel?
Well, look, again, this isn't about me, and it's about our student athletes. And, I certainly have a lot of respect for Mel, and he's a good man, and I don't have anything negative to say about our relationship. I think we had a strong relationship. He made a decision that I don't personally like, but I respect, and it's time to move on.
There's a top 35 recruiting class hanging in the balance. I wonder what message you have for those kids and their parents moving forward.
Well, again, what I would say to them is that our program's in a better position than it was 14 months ago. We're going to hire an incredible coach to lead their sons and coach their sons. Have patience. We're going to move as quickly as we can, and we're going to get a great football coach in at Colorado.
Do you expect players to ask for releases from national letters of intent? And what will you tell them if they do?
Well, look, I mean, that's certainly possible. And again, what I would say is have patience. We're going to move quickly. We're going to move expeditiously, and we're going to hire a great football coach.
Do you feel like you guys have to pay more to a head coach to get somebody that's going to stay here?
Again, we'll do what we need to do in that regard to, not everything's about money. Again, I want somebody that wants to be here and that shares the same commitment and passion I do. Like I said, we'll work hard over the next few weeks to find that right person for the job.
Do you know if Mel was able to address the players before he did make that final decision to leave?
He did not. Any other questions?
Any other questions for Rick?
Rick, just to clarify, the search committee, is it just you that's going to be looking for the coach, or are you going to have a committee of people with you?
I won't have a committee of people. Lance Carl and I did the last search. He oversees the football program, so probably be the two of us. And I know what I want in a coach, and we'll go out there and find that coach. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you.